What's going on? This is Mike with Chit Chat Gaming, and welcome to Retro Fridays. Here we're going to be playing the Panasonic 3DO version of Road Rash. Road Rash is definitely one of my favorite games with the Sega Genesis, the series itself. I love 1, 2, and 3. Grew up playing those, had so much fun, such classic gaming. And right now, like I said, we're going to take a look at the 3DO version. This actual version of the game was also released for the original PlayStation, the Sega Saturn, as well as the Sega CD. I have actually played all of them now, so I'm definitely looking forward to playing this one again. It's been a long time since I've actually played this version, but one of my favorite ones is always the Sega CD version, so definitely looking forward to getting into this. Now, the Road Rash games are a lot of fun. This actually, I believe the Panasonic 3DO and this game both came out in 1994, around that time here, so definitely tons of fun games here. This one had a few different modes in it compared to, of course, the original versions on the Genesis. As far as graphic goes, it did look a lot better, of course. Not a ton, but it did indeed look a lot better. One of the biggest features, of course, was the fact that it did have full motion video, much like the Sega CD and, of course, like the PlayStation and the Saturn. So definitely gave it a better look as far as what the Road Rash games go itself. So one thing about Road Rash here is they're always really notorious for like the little back when the original versions, there was like little animation cutscenes when you either got busted by the cops, of course when you finished a race, or if you wrecked or whatnot, when you finished the finish line, or when you got to the finish line and such. It was always really cool to see and really funny to see the little animations. So they kind of recreated it here with the actual full motion video instead. So this game is indeed a ton of fun. As you can see, it definitely does look a lot better, of course, than the Sega version, the Genesis version. But yeah, so I was always pretty decent at this game. But one good thing about this game too is you can always, and of course, I'm Hardy Town. I already got hit by a car. So in the lower right-hand side, you can see your other players, who of course are computer players, are actually going to be our AI, computer AI. They're actually who's kind of in the lead and such, and who's behind her, who's closest to you, I should say, too. So, and then of course your player health down there, and then of course you have your bike health. So if your bike damage, I should say, if your bike gets too damaged, it'll actually blow up, and you'll basically get taken out of the race. So it happened to me quite a bit in the Sega Genesis version. They actually made this for Game Gear. 64, Road Rash 64. There's just so many different variations of the Road Rash series too. I think there's one called Jailbreak. The PlayStation had a ton of different versions as well too. So one good thing I like about this is the handling is very, very, very good in this game itself. So I just ran into a wall. Yeah, the handling, I can say I really do enjoy on this game too. So another thing that made the Road Rash games unique was the fact that you could punch, on the I think on this version too. I know for sure on the regular Genesis versions and kind of some of the later versions, you could take chains, crowbars, bats, etc., and you can actually hit people with them too. So, we're in 13th place. 13th place, and today is Friday the 13th. Wow, not a lucky number today. Don't want to jinx myself here. So we have Druid coming up here. So I'm gonna pass this idiot. Oh, I did not hit him, but hey, we tried. So I definitely appreciate you guys checking me out here with the Retro Friday. I will be doing, come on man, I can't even hit this guy. I'll be doing different different games and such too. Like I said, starting out with the Panasonic 3DO. We jumping into the Super NT, we jumping into the GC HD with GameCube. We got the Sega Genesis. Come on. We can do a little Dreamcast, we can do some Xbox. 32X, Sega CD, and like I mentioned, I'll be doing some of these via emulator, but for the most part, about 75-80% of this will all be done with either real hardware, or of course like a hardware like a clone console, like the Super NT or the Mini Gen HD, kind of like Gamer's Tech. And I am busted. So let's see what cutscenes. See what Marshall. I remember in the original games we had like a rookie was one of them. I actually think Marshall might have been one of them here. So here's a cutscene. Now I don't really like these. These aren't as funny and as comical as the 2D animation ones were on the original series. Guns falls out. See, I mean, yeah, I got it busted and everything's falling out, but if you haven't seen the original one, look it up on YouTube here. Just type in for Road Rash Sega Genesis animations, our cutscenes, victory celebrations, busted, whatever you want to call it, and they're actually pretty funny for the time. For the actual time, it was actually really funny stuff. So we used to play the heck out of that game, and we just couldn't wait to see what animations were going to be. And there's actually quite a few of them too. It wasn't a whole. I mean, there was a lot of repeats, but there was actually a lot of different ones in there as well too. It wasn't always the same one over and over again like this one kind of is, which you'll probably see here once we finish the finish line. So let's try Sierra Nevada here. So you got the same cutscene for starting the race. It'd be nice if they kind of changed up a little bit here and there, but doesn't matter. Cutscenes are cutscenes as long as the game plays well, and it does. Like I said, the handling is very good. Graphically, it looks terrific. So, on Ollie, Spike. The names in here are just so funny. So yeah, I was just curious to see how many of you guys out there have played Road Rash, and have you guys played the Genesis versions? Have you played any of the newer versions, like this one here, or the Saturn, or the Sega CD? Did you get into the the N64 version, or the more newer versions on the different variations of it on the PlayStation as well too? So, oh, I just dodged that one. I believe there was actually Game Gear. I think I said Game Gear one as well too. I know there's a Game Boy Color one. Road Rash is just everywhere, but it is a fun game. So. And 3DO didn't get a whole lot of love. There's quite a few good games on there I actually do enjoy. I really like the Street Fighter 2 on the actual 3DO as well too. The 3DO has got definitely some great games. It just didn't get a whole lot of love because it was kind of Panasonic stepping into a world that was already kind of, and there's the cop again. That was already kind of being taken over by Sony, Sega, and of course Nintendo. So at this time you had a lot of consoles coming out like this one. And we had the Atari Jaguar. That was actually out right before this as well too. So I mean, but the 3DO definitely tried, and they had some great games. Let's see if I can get at least like in the top 3 here. This guy's kicking. I remember for the original version too, you can actually go online and get codes where you actually could put a password in, and if you got the right password, of course, which is easy to find online. I actually did it not that long ago on the actual original version. You can actually unlock get tons of money and actually unlock the best bike, which I believe was the Nitro, I think it was called. You can actually I'm actually in third. You can actually unlock like some of the faster bikes, and man, those things were so quick. But the only problem was that if you unlock the faster bikes, then your computer AI gets the faster bikes as well too. So some of those bikes were big bad boys. It was always fun to try to earn money and unlock the different bikes. This is before the codes came out back in the day. It was always a lot of fun to be able to do that. So I gotta catch up to this guy here. Come on, Sydney. Oh, I'm in first. Yeah, as long as I don't wreck. And there's a lot of oil on the road here. People need to get their cars checked. As long as I don't wreck here, I might be able to finish in first. Come on. Going 109. And you can change around to, if you hit the mode button here, you can actually change different, the HUD on the bottom there as well too, so it looks like the actual speedometer and stuff's up. I actually like this version here because it actually shows how many miles you got left, and kind of shows a little more of your damage and stuff as well too for both your player and your bike as well too. And I just made yes. I remember the original version to be like yes, 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 and like a really coarse, muffled, 16-bit voice. So here's the cutscene that seems to show all the time. I just can't get over how great the original ones were. I mean, yeah, she grabs it by the belt. Okay, I guess it's kind of funny, but I just can't get over how funny those original cutscenes were compared to this. So, but again, the full motion video is cool to have. I just wish we would have done different ones as well too. So, Another great thing about this version, about these versions as well too, is the soundtrack. I mean, you got Soundgarden, who's one of the main ones on here as well too. So it was the very first Road Rash game that actually had a true soundtrack, not just a generic one. Let's see if we can go down to the jukebox here. Yeah, Hammerbox, go back to the jukebox. So there you go, yeah, Monster Magnet, you got Soundgarden, Swerve Driver. But yeah, having 4 songs by Soundgarden on here, that's awesome. For its time, it was awesome. And it fit the game just perfectly as well too. So let's try one more here. Then we're gonna call it a game, or call it a video here, or call it a stream. I guess it's not really a stream, but again, I do appreciate you guys for hanging around or checking this out. It's something new I'm going to be doing here on Fridays, Retro Friday. Just going to be doing a little bit of a voiceover on some games as well too, while I play them. So there's the other HUD there. You can kind of see your speedometer and such, and you can see a little bit, but I like this version here as well too. It kind of takes the distress off the screen as well too, so you don't have as much going on. So this one, I actually like this map here. The 3DO, actually, the 3DO, like I said, I really enjoy it. It's a really fun console. It's kind of expensive to basically collect for, just like the Atari Jaguar is. I actually ran across the Atari Jaguar this past week here. I had somebody in town locally who was selling one with like 6 games. The Jaguar didn't have a whole lot of games, and the games that they had available were kind of mediocre. But the guy was wanting 6 games for the Jaguar, as well as a complete Jaguar, for $325. He lowered it from 360 to 3. Oh, come on, I just crashed. He lowered it down from 360 to 325. So, but still a little bit too much that I want to pay for, an older console. I don't want to say an older console, but one that doesn't really have many games, and the games itself are collecting for like ridiculously priced. So, every once in a while, I have like video games, etc. and disc replays. You'll run across some 3DO games. And they're not really too bad priced. They're usually between $15 and $30. So. See if I can get. Oh, come on! Oh, I dodged that. Let's see if I can get another great place before I end this here. I will be doing some live streaming as well too on Retro Fridays. I'll be doing a little bit of, uploading some voiceover work and such as well too, like I'm doing now. But I'll also be doing some live stream as well too. I've been kind of practicing with that, and kind of just recently got fiber connection. There's like cop again. Just recently got fiber connection, so it's gonna make it a lot easier for me to be able to stream. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I just gotta find myself a good camera, and then we're all set and ready to go. Let's see, come on. I'm holding first place right now. Let's see if I can win this. Come on, where's that finish line? The hard part is putting this game down. Oh, you son of a gun. The hard part is putting this game down because it's so easy to get addicted to, especially when you have 2-player action going on, and it was split screen as well too, so it's a lot of fun. I'd like to see them actually bring Road Rash back. It'd be really cool if they actually brought Road Rash series back, to the Xbox One, PS4, Steam, heck, even the Switch. Come on, let's see if I can get back in first. Hopefully if I can finish this here, they give me a different cutscene. I wonder if it's just the same one when you get first. I don't know. Let's find out here. I don't think we're gonna get it. Well, maybe. Oh, come on, man. Getting those hits in. I haven't seen any clubs or any chains or nothing like that, crowbars or anything. I wonder if they're in this game. Yep, I got first again. Let's see if I get the same cutscene. Or no, the original version was like, yeah. Like I said, it sounded really generic. And it's the same one, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip this because, yeah, we've already seen it once, so whatever. cowboy who doesn't look like he's even racing on the bike. And she takes him. Winner. Alright guys, well that's probably going to end up doing it here for me, so let me know what you guys thought about this. This is something you definitely enjoy. Let me know what you think here. Once again, let me know if you guys had a chance to check out Road Rash itself and what you guys think of it. You know, is it a game you like? Is it a game you don't like? Like I said, just let me know in the comment section. I'm always interested in hearing what you got to say. So I thank you for joining me, and once again, this has been Mike with Chit Chat Gaming, and as always guys, happy gaming.